cleared through menopause and I felt like I woke up at 52 and I was like, I do not look like the same person. The wrinkles in my face were much deeper. So today is a little bit different. I'm not going to be doing too much about skincare, and we're definitely not doing any makeup. I'd like to start today's conversation just sort of addressing sort of the shame and stigma that has traditionally been associated with having cosmetic surgery or doing little tweakments to our skin or even having injectables. I think this is going to be a thing of the past. I think this new trend toward being open and honest and forthright about the cosmetic procedures that we've had done is going to be kind of the way it's going to be in the future. I don't want you to think that I'm hiding anything from you or that my skin is naturally this way because of something I eat or how much water I drink or how much exercise I do. I want to be really open and honest and have a really good, solid conversation about cosmetic procedures. There's sort of two sides to the coin, whether you choose to keep this private or whether you choose to share it. I think if a person is a public figure and they are putting themselves forward and promoting the fact that they have a certain aesthetic, not coming forward and sharing sort of what they've had done is a little bit disingenuous. I'm making the decision to share it because I want to kind of break down the barriers of having cosmetic procedures. I kind of want to be that person that's saying, hey, yes, it's okay. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Hey, yes, it's okay that we're having medical aesthetic procedures. If that is building your confidence and you feel more beautiful and confident because that you can portray how you really feel, I think that's important to talk about. Do you have to go out and do any of this? Absolutely not. And I don't want to portray that either. I want to portray that if this is your choice, embrace it, share it if you feel like it, and don't share it if you don't feel like it. And I want you to feel like this is a platform where you can do that. I want to say how excited I am about the fact that this trend toward not shaming having cosmetic treatments and to be more open and honest and share our experiences is really exciting to me. I know one big inspiration for me has been Alice Hart Davis's Instagram and her book that she wrote, The Tweakments Guide. She goes through soup to nuts all the different types of tweakments that are out there, and I just think her total acceptance of the whole no shaming around having aesthetic procedures and really having people engage in a conversation around this is fabulous. She said it's like at a snail's pace, but I really think that the trend to just kind of be open and honest is moving right along. I mean, Marc Jacobs announced that he had cosmetic surgery. That's fabulous. And I just think it's amazing. Caroline Labouche, the beautiful gray-haired model, she was, really open and honest about her cosmetic procedures and also about her more recent facelift that she had done. So I think this trend to sort of being open and honest about the beauty treatments that we're having done is fantastic and it's exciting. And I also want to honor those people who choose not to do cosmetic aesthetic procedures because there's no reason that you need to do anything if you don't want to. One of the big reasons I wanted to start a YouTube channel was to share my experience with ablative laser. I had Erbium YAG about fall of 2009, so almost 2 years ago now. I can't believe it. It's been a bit of a time warp, but it's been 2 years. And really the biggest reason I wanted to start my YouTube channel was to share my journey with my laser experience. There wasn't a ton of information out there on ablative laser at the time, and I was having a really hard time sort of finding out about people's experiences. Was mine normal? Was mine abnormal? But I'll have to tell you, honestly, the fear of judgment and being accused of vanity and sort of the hardship that I went through my recovery and the unexpected few turns that it took kind of slowed me down in wanting to share my journey. And it really took about another year and a half, to be really honest, to kind of come forth and start my YouTube channel and just jump right into this. In 2016, I got just fed up with my skin, and I went to a dermatologist and she got me on a really good skincare regimen, and she started me on a little bit of tretinoin, and I had that perioral dermatitis, which was like the worst. So I got my perioral dermatitis cleared up. I started on a little bit of tretinoin. I stuck in a little bit of lash serum so I could have some fluttery eyelashes, and I just was feeling pretty good about myself. And then I kind of went through menopause and cleared through menopause, and I felt like I woke up at 52 and I was like, I do not look like the same person. The wrinkles in my face were much deeper. My skin sort of was starting to fold in on itself, and I was getting very deep grooves in my lip lines. I had never smoked a day in my life, and I really looked like a smoker. At least that was my perception. That was my self-perception of my beauty and judging myself. But I just couldn't get over it. So I put the 2 years of work into topical treatments and prescription treatments. Like I said, I was clearing up my pigmentation, and I was doing some resurfacing with the Retin-A, which was doing a beautiful job. But I sat down with my dermatologist in about 2018, and I said, you know, I really just would love to get rid of these deep wrinkles. I feel they're embarrassing. I feel it makes me look like I've smoked for a year, like it was discolored over the top of my lip, and I was just really unhappy about it. And it was really affecting my sense of self-confidence. I just didn't feel like me anymore. And I feel like that sort of like drop off in estrogen just threw me off a cliff and really aged me very quickly in a matter of 2 years, from 2016 to 2018. And she was really honest with me. She's like, you know, what you want to do is not going to be taken care of with more rest, more exercise, more water, or more topicals. She's like, you're going to have a more invasive procedure. And I was like, whoa. And I kind of sat back and paused, and I kind of waited a while, got on some HRT, see if that would help. It didn't. I mean, it definitely helped with some areas of my life, but it didn't transform the deep wrinkles that were starting to set in. I started budgeting my cosmetic aesthetic procedures. I had my first injection of Botox, which really made my forehead look really nice and my crow's feet a little bit softer. But of course, my lower face was really suffering, and the only thing that was recommended for that was laser treatments. And she discussed fractional laser, and she also discussed ablative laser and what the difference was between the two. And fractional laser would have been like between 6 and 8 treatments, she said, to get the resolution that I wanted. And the ablative laser was 1 treatment. And I thought, gosh, that sounds really appealing. By the time I added up all the fractional laser treatments that she had recommended, I really had almost paid for 1 serious ablative laser treatment. So I decided to do laser. I went for my consult. I should back up one step. She referred me to a laser specialist. She was not a laser specialist. She just sort of did the initial consult and referred me out. So I sat down with the laser specialist, and he was like, yeah, you're going to have one deep treatment as opposed to multiple surface treatments to really get the results that you want. And so I read what I could find about it, and I decided to do it. I saved up my pennies, and I decided to jump in and do it. Let me know what you think about cosmetic aesthetic procedures. Let me know if you're considering any, or let me know if you're totally against it. I really want to have an open and honest conversation about this, and I hope you'll be willing to share in that journey with me. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Catch you next week. Bye.